Indeed, this is Post Game Live, brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. The Patriots opened the Mike Vrabel era with a 20-13 loss to the Las Vegas Raiders today at Gillette Stadium. Had control of the game in the first half. They were almost shut out in the second half. They had 10 points at halftime, got 3 points late in the within the final minute just to give themselves a chance at an onside kick. That was unsuccessful. They start off 0-1. Former Patriots coach Pete Carroll now 1-0 with the Raiders. Here with the crew, we got Phil Perry, Tommy Curran, three-time Super Bowl champion Ted Johnson. I'm Michael Holley. Let's just go around the horn, fellas. If something stands out to you in this game, I know there are many things, but what stands out to you, Phil? Start us off.
Patriots still not good enough to take advantage of bad football. In fact, they are going to produce a fair amount of bad football this season based on what we saw today, especially in the second half. You had a strip sack. You had a penalty from your number 4 overall pick. You got beat deep on 3rd and 20 to really kind of ice the game. You had a missed kick in the first half, missed throws all over the place from your quarterback, Tom. What Mike Vrabel wanted to do for this team in terms of establishing an identity of an intelligent football team that's going to give you a foundational level of play, a standard that they're going to adhere to, they didn't do that today.
And that's what jumped out to me, bad football. The Patriots took advantage of it somewhat in the first half. The Geno Smith pick led to their only touchdown. But then after that, the bad play by Drake Maye in throwing in the face of pressure down the middle on a 2nd and 7 from the 48. Good play maybe to tuck it and say, I'll take the sack here, and we'll still be near midfield. He chose not to do that, and that really touched off a litany of mistakes. So many chunk plays. Geno Smith averages, Teddy, more than 10 yards per attempt. He's a good quarterback, but you shouldn't give him that many down the field throws. It's not a great Raiders team. To me, the jumpiness of Drake Maye really stands out. He's going to be a good player, but they're going to have to beat this out of him somehow, getting too overamped.
And I think, Tom, that's the story of the game. If you had to boil it down to one thing, I mean, I'm putting my finger on the Drake Maye, stat line. It's just not good enough. They 43 pass attempts, and he averages just over 6 yards per pass attempt. If that was for the next 16 games, he had that same average, he'd be dead last in the NFL. And conversely, Geno Smith averaging 10.5, that would be leading the NFL by far. So it was clearly they just had answers down the field where the Patriots were just sludging through their offense. I mean, just kind of dinking and dunking, and it really took the wind out of the sails. And that interception, they were on a nice little kind of 6-play drive right up until that interception there in that first drive opening in the second half. And I think that was just one of those plays where you're like, man, just a little bit of pressure up the middle. You could just see Drake Maye not follow through on his pass and throw the interception. And you could see the Raiders found a formula for blitzing, and they just blitzed the heck out of Drake Maye in that second half. They had no answer for it. You saw the left tackle, Will Campbell, kind of implode in the second half with 2 false starts and gives up 2 sacks. So clearly, to me, the offense is a story. Drake Maye not playing better is the story. Tom mentioned it. I mean, he was a cat on a hot tin roof throwing the football back there. You got to settle down. Way too many guys were wide open, Michael, and he just airmailed a lot of passes. Easy completions. That's an easy completion right there in the flat. He had a couple guys wide open, easy completions. Let's see, right here. Again, really no pressure. There in the first half, I thought there was a lot of opportunities for Drake to make plays, and he couldn't.
Well, that's what I want to ask you about, Ted. I mean, you played with Mike Vrabel, won championships with Mike Vrabel. So you've been in these situations. You're up 10-7 at halftime. It's not like you're up by 20 points, but you feel like you've got control of the game after a shaky first drive where you give up an easy touchdown. How did you, if you're from a player's perspective, Ted, what happened? What happened? You got control of the game at halftime. Yeah. Let's carry it over into the second half. Let's nail down this first victory. How would you boil down losing control of the game?
I mean, 43 pass attempps. Why didn't you run the football more? Only 18 rush attempts. Really, you want to put the hands in Drake Maye and these wide receivers and hope the offensive line holds up, or why don't you just attack them and go? I mean, I didn't think they ran the football enough, or when they did, with any effectiveness. Ramondre Stevenson averaging less than 3 yards a carry. I didn't think there was really any kind of imagination in the running game. I was kind of hoping for more perimeter runs, get Will Campbell pulling. It was a lot of direct reads, RPO stuff, and they just weren't successful at it, and I don't think they used it well enough to start that second half. And so they were doing a lot more play action on first down and not doing nearly as well on first down in the second half as they were in the first half.
I think you answered your own question. They were incredibly one-dimensional because they couldn't run it. They 3.3 yards per carry. You know, a couple of those, you had a 4-yard run from Pop Douglas. That's one of your most effective runs on the game. I think their most effective run was a fake tush push or a fake quarterback sneak.
Yeah, on third and two.
And Henderson on an end around. That's a trick play, essentially. They could not run the ball. I think that's going to drive Josh McDaniels up a wall because as good a quarterback coach as he is and as diverse as he can be with his passing game, Tom, you know he wants to be, in his heart of hearts, an old-school offensive coordinator who establishes that run first, marries the passing game, the play-action passing game to those run game looks, make it easy on your quarterback. Instead, they couldn't do that. And Drake Maye wasn't prepared to shoulder the load the way they asked him to today.
No, and, earlier this week, Stephon Diggs talked about his role in the offense and said they're going to put something on your plate. Once you finish what's on your plate, you can deal with it. There's too much on Drake Maye's plate. Not that he shouldn't be able to finish it, but to put 46 attempts out there and to have to rely on him when he clearly now, and I didn't think this was the case during the training camp and offseason, but I do have some concerns about his footwork, his jumpiness, his lack of poise. The pitter-patter of little Drake feet on some really easy throws was disconcerting. And if Josh McDaniels is looking at that, he's going to say he's either going to throw 40 times a game and because of reps soldier through it, or he's not going to get better and his fundamentals and uneasiness is going to grow, and it's going to make us worse. So they have to pick a lane with him. We're either going to force feed you to get out of this uneasiness, indecisiveness. Sometimes it's overcautious, sometimes it's throwing caution to the wind. He's kind of all over the board, and I don't want to lay everything on him because there were some nice throws. You got enthusiastic about some plays from Drake Maye. But that level of is too high.
I wonder where that stems from, though, Michael. Is it Josh McDaniels' influence in saying, hey, we can't turn the ball over the way we did last year? Or is it last year just played with his head to the point where he took too much pressure. He was under duress the entirety of his rookie season, and now year two. We've seen it before. It wouldn't be unique to him if this was the result. I got pressured a ton as a rookie. Now it's going to mess me up for a couple years.
And some players, Ted, you know this, some players you tell them, we can't have this. That echoes and that rings in their head so much that they wind up doing the thing the coaches say, we can't have that. Now, Tommy Curran said, hey, pick a lane. We want you to pick a lane. We want you to join the conversation. Who's most to blame for the Pats season opening loss to the Raiders? Vote in our poll by going to NBCSportsBoston.com/Patriots vote. Scan the QR code. You see it on the screen and scroll down to the poll. There are lots of options there. Drake Maye is one of the options, the defense. Coaching there, and I do want to ask you guys about this because in real time, I think we all looked at it and said, hey, Mike Vrabel, what the hell are you doing? And it was a great, remember that great shot of the broadcast? Patriots fans like, what are you doing? 5 minutes to play, roughly 5 minutes to play. Patriots are trailing by 2 scores. It's 20-10. You got the ball. It's 4th down.
4th and 5, yep.
And you punt. I know you got 3 timeouts.
They had a false start to make it 4th and 10.
Okay, still, you got the ball.
He was going to go for it on 4th and 5.
You got the ball, and you're punting away. You need 2 scores. You only got 10 points. Tell me, Ted, did you look at that and say, I understand what Mike Vrabel was thinking?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. I get it. 4th and 5, it's a lot more achievable than 4th and 10, and you had all 3 of your timeouts with just under 5 minutes left.
Down 10, though.
And they only got a 20-yard punt. Okay, I hear you. But 3 timeouts, I guess my point is I can understand it. I'm not saying that's what I would have done, but I can understand his decision going for the punt with still 3 timeouts left. I mean, maybe hoping your defense can do something they hadn't done at all in the second half. I get it. I know how people are going to question that, but I didn't have as much of a problem after 4th and 5. Heck yeah, go for it. 4th and 10, I would have been a little bit nervous myself.
I think it's enough of a gray area, 53-47, whatever, that I don't quibble with that. And again, bad football. Bryce Behringer uncorks all of a 21-yard punt.
20 yards.
What's that, 64 feet? So, to me, that is the marriage of false start, bad punt. You're still a bad football team until further notice. I don't expect us to be saying that in December. Hopefully you're able to say sniffing around mediocre, but bad football team. My bigger question about coaching would have to do with game plan and saying with your secondary, we're going to play man against you guys all day. We're going to get there. You did get there a fair amount with the pass rush, Phil, but 2 new safeties, no Christian Gonzalez, and you're going to play man against a team that does have not just Bowers and Myers, but a cadre of other receivers who are potent.
I do go back to that 4th down decision. I question it. I know it's 4th and 10. I know it's much harder than even 4th and 5. But Geno Smith put up damn near 400 yards. I mean, you couldn't stop him. And you had him right where you wanted him, 3rd and 20, with the opportunity to get the ball back. And somehow your almost $20 million a year corner loses a day 3 rookie out of Tennessee, Dante Thornton, who's all kinds of fast.
Yep.
But all they did was run him straight down the field. And on 3rd and 20, you somehow got beat down the field. That's inexcusable to me. And I do go back to that 4th and 10. And I say, I think you had to at least try because you hadn't been able to stop the Raiders as frequently as you wanted to once they had the ball.
And I was just going to say, your point about Dante Thornton versus Davis. Davis is buying a route that Dante Thornton really wasn't selling. I mean, you can't, it's 3rd and 20, and I'm going to sell you something 8 yards in. That's not going to do anything. Why are you biting on that?
Well, let me ask you this. I feel like they said that I think there was a blitz on that play. If I'm...
all up, 3rd and 20, all out blitz.
Okay. You talk about coaching. That's a terrible coaching decision. Like you know, 3rd and 20, and you do an all-out blitz in that instant. To me, is not the risk is not worth the reward. So the coaching, that's where it kind of shows there. You want to say the coaching is like Brock Bowers got his. I mean, heck, and he left the game injured. He still got 100 yards on 5 catches. I mean, Jacoby Myers killed you. He had almost 100 yards. And Max Crosby, even though his stat line wasn't filled up, you saw him impact the game. He was the one that forced that interception. So their best players had better games than the Patriots' best players.
If you're talking coaching, though, if you're a coach, and to call the all-out blitz is not a horrible idea, but in defense of punting, you got a 21-yard punt. If you're a coach, you're going to say, gee, we put you in position, you got a 21-yard punt, and then we put you in position, it's 3rd and 20, and you let it up. That's kind of a player issue. So to me, you have enough coverage as a coach to say, there's only so much you can do. In between the lines, you have to perform. And we got you in 3rd and 20. It's not like they went 8 and scored a touchdown in terms of yards on each play. We got you where we needed you. So again, this is going to be a team that, as I said kind of during the week, this defense might take some time to gel before everybody knows how they operate together, hand in glove. Individually good, collectively work to do.
I think you're right. I think it is a player issue, that end-of-game situation. I think the way they coach this game lets us know that they know they have a player issue. I don't know what the numbers are right now as soon as the game ended. I think the blitz rate is going to be incredibly high for Terrell Williams in his first game as Patriots defensive coordinator. And I think, Michael, they know if we don't send numbers and send the house and get after quarterbacks, we aren't good enough. We're just not talented enough to sit back and try to stop opposing offense.
You guys don't think that, you don't consider that a Mike Vrabel, Terrell Williams style? Hey, we're not afraid. We'll come at you. We'll blitz you. I mean, some coaches are into that. That's true. It's like, back in the day, remember Greg Williams? Hey, I'm coming at you. I'm going to come at you. Do you think they're doing that because of personnel? Or are they doing that because that's who they want that's their DNA?
Both. You might be right on it, Michael. We might see it every week, even when Christian Gonzalez, for example, is back and they are a much more talented unit. I just felt like they really sold out and they lived by it and they died by it. They died by it on that 3rd and 20. They died by it on that first touchdown of the game down the field to Trey Tucker where they sent a corner blitz and they had Jalen Hawkins chasing the fastest guy in the field. Like those are they look like questionable calls. It also yielded multiple sacks, multiple tackles for a loss. So that might just be their style. Might be right.
I think they feel like they have to do that. I think what it does, it frees you up to get more one-on-one opportunities for Milton Williams and Christian Barmore. So they got to take advantage of that. Mike Vrabel, when he was the head coach with the Titans for 2018 and 2023, was I think he ranked 9th in blitz rate. So they like the blitz. He might not be known for it, but my feeling is that Mike, in his heart of hearts, wants to be an aggressive defensive blitzing type team. And with the issues maybe against the run, they're going to the blitz to stop the run and get pressure that they got to manufacture with blitzes as well.
Presented by Gem Plumbing and Heating. For an instant reaction to your heating, cooling, electrical, and plumbing needs, visit AskGem.com.